Hey guys, Zoose here, and welcome to a NIDALEE gameplay video. Now this is between bronze and gold. The account is bronze, most of the players are silver, and maybe there's one or two gold players. And we're going to play Jungle NIDALEE. Now, there's a lot to learn from this game, and there's a lot to learn from NIDALEE's play in general. One of the reasons I picked her in this team comp was just because she provides a lot of AP. Now, a lot of junglers are AD or tanks in general. So getting an AP is always hard. Now this Katarina, now I wait for my flash. I don't want to flash right yet, and luckily I don't even have to flash. This Ezreal flashes instead, so I kind of just let him take the kill anyway. I could have easily flashed and taken it, but it's always good to just wait and see how the enemy reacts before you use any summoners. But in saying that, I wanted to say that the team comps, something like NIDALEE, when you have AP, it's really good in the jungle. It's because it generally balances out team comps. You don't always want to pick purely for team comps, but if you can pick something and at the same time still enjoy it and play it decently well, and also balance out the team in terms of AD and AP and maybe some tankiness, you're going to be fine. So it kind of puts this team comp really good. So we've got some AP, we've got some AD, assassins, and a nice tank at top. One of the best teams you can ask for, and most champs are really strong in the meta at the moment, so really nice team comp, and the NIDALEE pick just works out here. If I picked maybe another AD, it would be too heavy AD, and we'd have to rely all our AP damage on just the support Zyra. So keep that in mind with team comps. Don't let team comps, remember, don't let them decide everything for you. You don't want to pick something you hate because you want the team comp to be perfect. You don't want your team to bully you into a team comp, or you don't want to bully someone else into a team comp just because, you know, it makes sense on paper. There's so much to this game that just a team comp alone is not the best. Anyway, we want to go for a clear, and definitely want to get a nice good leash first. Now over here I actually could have taken the small ones first, but that's okay. A little bit of a messy start, but the good thing about NIDALEE is that she has heal on her E, and once you get that blue buff and the nice first clear out of the way, this is actually really bad. So a surprise in my jungle is that it's almost all gone, and this is something, and the reason why I want this video to go up, and I want people to see what to do when things go bad. So I instantly go back into his jungle and check out what's going on. Where is he? He's taken, pretty much went to my blue buff. He then took the Garomp and then went and took his red. That's my guess, because the Jace actually did come to lane late. I'm assuming he came from my blue, and that's when I realized that, okay, this is gonna be a tougher game. I did not expect that, and I was just have to say, with blue I can always get my, now this spear literally goes right through her, but that's okay. I'm actually just going to flash at this point. Remember, now Katarina's already flashed. I actually die here, but that's okay. It's an execute, it's not the worst. And Warwick comes now, and he's going to actually pick up a kill here. So it's going to be a tough game, and as I was saying before, this is one of the best reasons. He actually stands still there, not sure why. He was probably just spamming Q, and since the Z flashed. Now Z actually does really well to survive this long. I did not expect this. And the Warwick attack speed is going to come up, and Zyra comes in. I mean, this game's messy already. There's about 4 kills within 3 minutes. Really messy game, but these games are going to happen. This is the reality of games that you guys are in. You've seen up heaps before. Luckily, we're kind of ahead from this, and even though I had a really horrible start, I mean, getting my blue taken from a NIDALEE, that's a pretty bad start in my opinion. One of the worst things that can happen. And luckily, I was able to gain that experience from his Raptor camp. I got level 3, and I was still able to put up a fight. I was able to quickly react to mid. And I saw that, you know, remember, Katarina had already flashed very early on. And keeping that in mind, keeping track in your own mind of summoner spells and everything is going to help you out. I missed the Q here. It's very hard to hit NIDALEE Qs if they suspect it coming and you can't predict their movement. Now, I want to keep this area a bit secure. I don't know what's going to happen here, and I know this is going to have I know the ward's here, so I basically want to get rid of that with my control ward. Might as well just use it now. I want to force her to come, and I know the blue's up too. And I really ruined that jump here. So, if you saw my other videos with Lee Sin, I focus on counter jungling. Now here, I want to do the same. And because this guy's really pressured me early, I have to kind of respond in a way where I'm still confident I can do well. And since my Z is pushing his lane, he can help me out too. Now he wants to take this blue, but I really need this. I haven't had a blue yet. I really need this blue. I appreciate his help though. He's done really well so far, and I'm going to keep that in mind for later in this game. Over here this is something you may not see in these elos, but in higher elos they would definitely take advantage of. Now, I see that they're both pretty low. It's a dive and the tower's still up. It's very risky. I go for a Q here, miss it. And that's a bad thing, because now they know I'm here. And this should be warded. And they just warded. I just see that quick glimpse of that ward. So I'm going to leave this area, but I'm not going to leave entirely. I'm still going to stay on the bot side of the map. And I use that to clear. I see Warwick's not coming yet, so I have this entire bot lane now to myself. I can decide to stay. It will be an investment in time. That's something I'm trying to get at. Now, you can take these risks every now and then, and what you'll gain from is either an early tower or 2 kills on the bot tower. Now, I want them to push, and this is one of the issues I keep having, and players just do not push. And I assume they know how to push the wave once I ping. It's an assumption that I shouldn't make. And I tell them to push the wave, and you know, Zyra's not even using spells on the wave, so I want to go in, but if she's just not close enough, I can't jump in. And remember, they still haven't pushed in the wave. This is extremely frustrating for me. I'm kind of trying to stay patient here, and I'm keeping them busy. They finally pushed the wave in, and if I hit that Q, it would have been easy. Really screw up a few things here, and as I'm about to hit this Q, she flashes. That's quite a close flash. I can't believe how close I got to that. So this is a really messy fight. And I want to show you guys that even though it's really messy, I've even positioned myself in a really bad area. We can actually do well from this. As long as you don't die and you're constantly able to poke, no matter how many times you miss, no matter how messy it gets, it's still okay. Now, I can see she really wants to kill me here. I actually hit that Q. Isn't that weird how I literally miss the most point-blank Qs, and then I hit that really weird angled Q on that Vayne. I have no idea how that one hit. End up hitting it. Now we're going to actually push this tower. This is insane. So look at this mass amount of pressure. It's a decision and investment I decided to make. Now, Warwick actually gets hit by my trap, so I take the tower aggro. And he takes a lot of damage, a lot of poke, and now he can't even defend the tower. So that's really bad by him. We're actually able to get the first tower gold. I get about 300 gold each or something. It's insane. This is a great lead, and it's a great strategy if you ever find yourself in the position to do so. The only key things I would say, and try to type it in if your team's not doing it, is that is push the wave. You saw that Zyra, she was using her spells on the 2 champions. She was using her spells on Soraka and Vayne. Instead of using her spells to push the wave and then allow me to get the free kill underneath the towers, it just wasted so much time. It took me like 30 seconds to a minute just for them to push a wave. And this is expected, and you'll see this in Plat and Diamond all the time. I stopped walking there. That's really bad. You should always be really efficient. Always make sure you're moving. And that guy dies, and literally Katarina has like full health still, so that's not good. Anyway, going for dives like that is extremely risky. I spent a lot of time. Had that turned out really bad, had, say, my bot laners both died, and I would just have to run. I would have to run, both, you know, enemy bot laners survive, and it's just going to be a bad turn of the events. But I kind of trust my team anyway. They're pushing. It took them a while to push the wave again, and we finally got it. And the lead that we have now is insane. That amount of pressure, and not only that, but there's something in this game where it's like a morale, right? And I call this, it's invisible. You don't really see it, but every kill you get brings up your team's confidence up, right? You've all felt that where you're playing, you're laning, and someone on your team gets a first blood. You instantly get a bit of confidence, and this is like translated in every lane. It's something that's not explained. It's not really talked about either, and you can't really put it on paper. There's no real stats. But what that does is getting that first tower gives everybody a bit of confidence. Not only that, but getting a few kills. People are now just more positive and more confident in their play. They know that even if they're not doing too well, their team's doing well enough to maybe carry them. And over here, we go for another tower dive. Now, this is going to get messy. And again, I hit this one. I could have hit the other one point blank, but this one I missed. And this one I'm just going to flash and secure the kill. This Warwick just doesn't predict me flashing over. And once he's slowed by Darius, I'm going to hit that Q. He's flashing as well. So many flashes everywhere. And he actually takes it right at the end with a bleed. And I think he thinks that I left it for him, but I actually try to take the kill myself. He thanks me for it. And what I'm going to do here is just help him push this. And I actually want him to take the tower gold. I don't want to actually take him for him. And I'm also going to, I think, help him push this wave. So I don't need every single farm. Remember, you can always help your team out. So I quickly help, you know, half the minion health there, and just take what you're good at taking, and that is farm the jungle. Now remember, your jungle item will allow you to get more experience from the jungle, so why would I waste my time taking his camps and putting him even a little bit behind when I can just take the jungle? Not only that, take the jungle, get gold from the jungle, get experience from the jungle, and deny farm for Warwick. So you can do so much more, and play much more as a team. This sort of playstyle where you're helping yourself and the team is much more important. Now, here I actually go for a Q, and because he E's, right as I throw my Q, it actually stops them, and that's pretty bad. So bad synergy there from both of us. Perhaps I could have waited. I didn't know he was going to E both of them towards him like that. But I have a lot of confidence in my NIDALEE. I'm pretty decent. I played it a while back, a long time ago. This guy misses his ult, and just by missing his ult, I have all the damage to kill him. Now, here I actually heal the Darius. What I should have done is heal myself, because I had about 0.1 second. I could have made it over with that heal, maybe survived 1 or 2 auto attacks and made it out. But I tried to heal him, and Darius actually just leaves me to die. He could have gone in maybe early on. Maybe he would have died too. So he actually plays this really well. I don't know how he gets the kill, man, but there's a reason why everyone's banning this champion right now. He gets the heal from that Q, and unbelievable how he gets that kill. From a Jace being 100% health, and Darius is constantly surviving. Insane. Now, I have seen a lot of Darius bans, and now I kind of understand why. That is a frustrating death for that Jace. And in saying that, as we put the bot lane ahead, now they're pushing quite a lot. Now that becomes really risky. But they're actually able to do really well. And hopefully they push their lead. But that's something usually you want to invest time into a lane and then have them kind of take care of the game themselves now. And I've gone top, I've gotten a kill mid, and I've gotten a kill bot. So I've visited every lane. Something I wanted to do this game is kind of teach you guys that you can always help a little bit in every lane, depending on what the purpose is. Now, we got the bot lane nice and early because we wanted to get that tower gold. Remember, that translates to every lane. Once you get that tower gold, every single person on your team gets some gold, as well as the confidence and the less map pressure from the enemy team. Over here, I really want to go in, but with all those minions in the way, and I missed the Q there. I swear, sometimes it's just so hard to predict some of these movements. Got to watch out in a little bit, because once I see Katarina moving, that's when I really have to play back. But until then, I'm actually going to play really, not risky, but I'm going to play full aggressive here. This guy should never have taken that. I healed the Zed, still not enough. Now, I wanted to Q, and obviously she's invis, so it's very hard. So there's no point fighting. Even though I'm fed, going on that Vayne while there's a Soraka, that Soraka could easily silence me. She could easily heal the Vayne, and we've all seen it happen. And here, this gets really messy. I screw up my E there, don't even do the damage, I think, but I just see the Soraka low enough. I go for her, I heal up, and I'm just able to get out. This is extremely messy. Really badly played, but able to just press enough at the right time, and then actually able to capitalize on that. So as messy as that was, some of it was still decent timing, but still pretty bad. Now here, I'd say this is decent enough. Now I see this guy jump in a lot, so I kind of know he's going to do the same thing over and over again. Wait for his taunt to go down, and once his taunt is over, I just jump in and finish him off. Pretty standard. That's the best thing about NIDALEE is her movement and her mobility. She can do so much with her leap. It's so hard to predict her movement. Any good NIDALEE, if you watch any top challenger Korean players, NIDALEE players, insane how they abuse their mobility on this NIDALEE. Whether it's in the jungle, the counter jungling, her wave clear, it's insane the amount of pressure and utility. Not just utility, but damage. Everything that is built into this champion is insane once it's abused. Obviously, she's very squishy, and if you don't hit her spells, you will be punished, especially if you position anywhere near some sort of, assassin that's going to just deal so much damage. But in saying that, she has so much going on, especially with her heal as well. Her heal is what I've noticed keeps her just going on a little bit longer, and you'll notice that once a NIDALEE gets fed, she snowballs. And what you'll notice, and I even built this game, I think, and I'll be so ahead in levels that even if I don't buy and I have 3k gold, the levels will be enough to just do so much more damage to champions. And the wave clear is insane too. Once you start getting a few items, your jungle item is going to help you clear, maybe a Lich Bane too, you're just going to wave clear so fast. And at this point, I just want to wave clear and then get into the enemy jungle ASAP. Don't need to do full clears. I guess I do sort of a full clear, maybe a half clear. Just because it's already on the way. Remember, it's really good to be efficient as a jungler. If it's on the way, you should always take it, and I'm clearing decently fast. But the second I clear, I want to get into the enemy jungle, and here we go. We're going to start just taking everything that Warwick has up. Remember, he took my blue buff too, so there's definitely no sympathy in me taking all this. He deserves everything he's getting here. Going for that early cheese against me and taking that blue is going to come back and hurt him. And I don't know why that Jace walked back into me. He probably thought I couldn't kill him or something, and then because I'm so fed at this point, Make sure I get away from those daggers. Don't stand on those daggers when a Katarina's around. And I get a double kill here. At this point, you should easily get double kills, and as long as they come one by one, you'll be okay. And also CC is a massive worry. And again, I'm just going to keep taking the farms. Remember, you want to push your advantage. Taking all this farm means Warwick has less and less of a chance at coming back. Even if he was to come out of base now and he decided, you know what, I'm going to play safe. I want to farm. And I think he's actually AFK at this point. Don't know what happened. I assume the 6 deaths and everything else kind of put him behind. But there's still a lot to learn from this. Now, I wouldn't take the rest of this game as serious. But definitely this part, especially, up until this part, there's so much to learn. Especially that dive early on. You won't see it early on. You won't see it in early elos, in like bronze and silver. People won't dive and decide to spend that much time bot lane like I did. But it's something that you learn from the higher elos. And that's something where you can learn and use those tactics in this elo if done properly, and it takes a bit of practice. Definitely practice those sort of dives, because they can just flip and completely go the opposite way, where I mean, you'll not only die, you'll give up pressure, but you'll put your whole team on tilt. It's such a risky move to make, and a lot of things could have gone wrong in that bot lane dive. So here I'm just gonna again keep pressing my lead. Now here I actually make a mistake. I don't actually see the Katarina on the map here. I think it's a Vayne, and because the Vayne went up, I think I'm safe, and of course Katarina comes, finishes me off. Not too bad, since my team can capitalize on it anyway. I definitely should have gone back and spent that gold. Remember, having more than 3k gold is just not efficient. You definitely want to spend it. You're pretty much not making use of all the resources that you're taking. Even if you are fed, even if you are getting kills, you definitely want to just keep playing and never getting too overconfident here. And this is something else that's going to happen in this game that I want to kind of focus on, and that is being overconfident and not taking objectives or just not taking initiative in general. When you have a lead, it is not an excuse for you to showboat. It's not an excuse to BM. It's not an excuse to try something funny because you're in ranked and you've got a lead, because ranked games, people are going to try hard and anything can happen. And if you look at the other team, they've got a Katarina, a Jace, a Vayne, a Soraka, and even a Warwick. All those champs have everything it takes for a comeback. Whereas our team, once we kind of lose that lead, we are not as comeback orientated as them. And you can tell by my damage there, I don't have to hit anything. I just literally walk up to her, press E and Q, and the electrocute damage and the Lich Bane is just insane. And again, I'm just going to keep taking everything I can. I take as much as I can without wasting too much time. And as you can tell, my accuracy is getting better with this game. I actually screw up that jump, but not too bad. This is actually a messy fight here. I could have played it much better. He actually flashes my jump, so that's kind of where I got disorientated. And I missed that last auto. I thought I had my E up, so I was going to heal and then throw auto. And once you use your E, remember, you'll get an attack speed buff as well. So I'm always kind of used to that sort of synergy with those abilities. But apart from that, now this is where I was mentioning, never get too overconfident. Look at this, a quadra kill. I literally 1v4. Now they had a lot of health, by the way. Some of them were low health, some of my teammates were low health, but she took advantage of that big time. And I think I'm going to comment like saying something like, imagine if Warwick kept playing, because that's all it takes. And this is a lesson to you guys too. And that's even if you're losing, no matter how far you are behind, you keep playing. If you're after elo, if your focus is elo, and you just want to climb, you have to play every game out. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care what people have said. I don't care if pros have told you that you do not want to, you just want to FF at 15 because it's quicker. If you're trying to climb, if you're trying to make the most of every game, especially if you're under diamond, even diamond games, just keep playing. There are so many things that can happen. And if you just saw there, Katarina literally 1v4 and they aced us. Just like that. Had Warwick not AFK, I don't think it was an accidental AFK. That is definitely a rage-induced AFK, a tilt-induced AFK from losing or dying 6 times. And he's a cheesy sort of player. Someone who goes for an early buff invade like that and then AFKs when things aren't going his way. Definitely a cheesy sort of player. I've been like that myself, so it takes one to know one. So I can see it in him. Definitely don't want to be that. It's a waste of time. You're wasting your time. You will not get better like that. Definitely want to play to improve and get better all the time. This is why I love this jungle sort of kind of series that I'm on. It gives me a new appreciation for this game. I have this newfound respect for junglers. And it took me a while to kind of get into the groove of things, even at a silver and gold level. I mean, I felt so behind at one point. Now here it gets a little bit messy. If this guy didn't have his flash wheel, he would have been dead. And yeah, it's kind of messy at this time. Now, pay attention to that trap, because I actually get a kill from that trap later on. It's still a messy fight. That movement from Jace, just so unpredictable. How the hell, why would he walk around like that? And over here, if I hit the Q, I pretty much kill this Katarina, but of course I miss it. And she's extremely fed, and someone that gets close to me like that, like this Katarina, with Ignite and Gunblade and everything, is just going to take me out. There's not much I can do. If I miss my Q like that, it's over. And of course she punishes me, and I actually picked up the kill on Soraka as I was fighting that, which kind of makes it a 1-for-1, so not too bad. And someone like Soraka is definitely good to kill early, because if she's able to sustain and stay alive, she's going to keep the rest of her team alive. And so it wasn't the worst case scenario. Someone with 13 kills, 15 kills actually. But you can tell the rest of my team's actually not doing too well. Zed's a bit behind. They're definitely not like so fed that we can easily win this game. So I have to pay attention to that too. Definitely have to rethink how I approach the next few fights. Otherwise it could definitely turn. As you can see, I'm extremely squishy, and even the Katarina, who's only 9 and 8, I guess she's died a lot, but she's actually very fed. So she can kill me just as easily as I could kill her. But with Zhonya's now, I can do much more. I can definitely put myself at risk. And my team actually pick up the kill here. That's really nice. Kind of relieve some of the pressure. And again, I was talking about this before, but really make sure you play every game to the end. It's some general advice, but even this game, I feel as if that Warwick just stayed in that game and constantly played. If he went, maybe, I think he's going full tank after the Tiamat. Usually that's what Warwicks do. They build Tiamat into... The Tiamat's just a wave clear and to take camps a lot quicker. And then they just go full tank. They still do so much damage because of the Q. It's all health based. I think the ultimate's even health based, and they have so much healing. And they become full tanks. They're just like this CC bot that just does so much damage. And he definitely had potential to come back. It's kind of sad for them to have an AFK like that. And it makes the game not as interesting as well, but there's so much to learn from this game that, especially early on, remember the early dive bot, the top lane, a dive, don't ever be afraid to dive, especially if you have a 1 or 2 tanks, especially if you have, you know, high mobility champs like NIDALEE, who can poke first and then go and finish in with the execute. Definitely worth it, especially if you know where the enemy jungler is. You've got to take advantage of knowing where the enemy jungler is. If the enemy jungler's top and you can go for a dive bot and there's no pressure, go for it. You got to practice them too. Take a little bit of time, but definitely going to get it. At this point, we pretty much want to get a few kills and just finish out. I kind of want to get Baron 2 at any point, but what you'll notice is that I don't actually try to force too many plays. What I've learned is that it's good to kind of play reactionary sometimes, and because I mean, even if I ping, I've pinged 5 times for some things, like even pushing waves, I've pinged like 5 times, and they still won't do it. So sometimes I'm just done with the communication. Now this, get the Soraka, I kill her, and then I just flash out. Not worth the risk at all. That Katarina has already been proven to be way too strong and high potential kill for me. So here I'm just poking. I'm playing the poke NIDALEE game here. Very strong. I do a lot of damage, and pretty much we just want to finish the game out at this point. I really think we could have finished the game a lot quicker. But of course, it's solo queue, ranked games. This happens. People will get a bit overconfident. They'll try random things. They'll try to 1v2, even if it's a bad idea. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes even the comebacks happen. So this is definitely one of those games where they could have easily come back. If Warwick decided to stay, this could have turned really ugly for us really quickly, especially with the Katarina, especially their team comp. Soraka always leaves room for a comeback. Something you never want to see, you know, hit an ultimate during mid-game fight. And if Soraka, especially if she's able to stay alive, she's just able to heal everybody on the team. So as you can see, I still keep wave clearing. There's a massive wave. Maybe it could have left it, but it was already on the way, and I just want to hurry up and keep this lead and kind of finish this game out. I really want to finish this game out, and I advise that if you are ahead 2, you should just take as much objectives as possible, as much resources as possible. Keep that farm going. Now, I do upgrade to the Mage Eyes at this point because I do have the Zhonya's coming up soon, so that's always a a positive thing when you have a Mage Eyes. You want to stay alive. You definitely want some safety behind that Mage Eyes, and the Zhonya's isn't off. Plus I'm fed. Plus I can heal. Plus I can tell by this game, as long as I keep my distance, I'm pretty safe. At this point they force a fight. Really bad fight to force. I actually saved that Zyra by healing her. I actually got a heal on her right at the end. And once this guy enters the river, I actually get more movement speed in the river. And that's it. They forced a really bad fight there. They probably try to catch someone out, which was a good idea. Sometimes when you're so far behind, you have to do it. And over here, I won't even have to hit any skill shots. I've learned my lesson. I'm just going to walk up to him. I have so much speed, and that's it. You don't even have to hit a skill shot at that point. You can literally walk up to these champions who, because he used his flash as well, I knew he had no escape after that. And my movement speed is insane at this point. And that's it. Just like that. I'm going to get, I think, 25 stacks after this. And there's a 25 stacks. Really nice. And someone like NIDALEE makes use of this. Also, when I heal my team champs, they actually get my Athenes. Now, I tried the Athene item. I never usually get that, but it seems to be recommended a lot. It gives me a lot of mana and allows you to heal champions for a bit more. Your own champions, which is really good. At this point, it's pretty much finished, and that's it. So what to take from this game is learn to... Because we did get invaded on, so there's something to learn from that. Never give up just because you've invaded. Someone like NIDALEE, who really needs a blue early on for her to dominate as much, you know, I didn't get that, but I was still able to take advantage, and I went into his jungle, I scouted out, placed the ward, and I saw that I could still take some camps, got to a level, went for a kill, kept my map awareness up, and didn't let that get me down, and eventually came back, did the most damage. I think I died the least, the most kills. So you can definitely come back. Never let an early invade or a cheese, buff takeaway put you down. Just keep playing. There's so much to take from games, and the games will go on. And that guy ended up 2-7 or something, or maybe 2-10. I don't even know. I lost count after the 2-6 when he AFK'd. But try this out. Let me know how it goes. And if there's anything you want to know, if there's anything I didn't cover, let me know in the comments below, and I'll cover that in future videos or even in the comments. But yeah, appreciate the support. If you did like the video, give it a like. I don't usually ask for them, but I just want to see what kind of reception. If you've watched this far, then I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.